All right, we are here with a $30 breach. It's February 12th. Chainlink Marines check in. I think my audio is working this time. I hope you guys jump back in. It's the second time I've made that mistake. Sorry about that. But we are live. We are back at it. We are witnessing the all-time high breakout of the crypto token known as Chainlink. I've been investing in Chainlink for quite some time. I've gotten many people to invest in Chainlink. I believe I got many people in at the $12 and $13 mark. So those people are getting near 250% gains. And I've told them, do not sell. You do not sell Link. You wait until Link is at least 1,000 per token. We are in this for the long run. Okay, we're in this for the long run. Video glitching, well, it could be the stream quality for you. I'm not sure where you're from, but normally we have pretty reasonable buff on. Let's take a look. Don't see anything abnormal. Could just be the internet. I think the internet's going to be really fucked today. I mean, we've got day 4 of the impeachments going on, and it's the defense, I believe, speaking. So, of course, those people are going to have a harder time getting their message out, going against the mainstream narrative. Anyways, guys, Chainlink back at it. $30.49. I'm literally getting rich as we speak. I got a big bag of Chainlink, guys. I love Chainlink. I believe Chainlink is going to blow people's faces off. I think this week we get to 50. I know it sounds so crazy, but I think we're about to see an explosive move that looks like this. Have you guys heard of GRT? I sold my GRT yesterday. It might have been a mistake. Looks like it's going higher, but I got to buy a house, so I need some cash back. I got everything in coins, guys. I'm like 60 to 80% of my money is in coins. So I need to get that money back out. But GRT is very similar to Link. And I think if you look closely at Link, let's take a look at the chart, right? We have this long sort of wedge, kind of looks like this, right? And then it breaks out into a minimum of 3 incredible candles. What is Chainlink? We'll get to that. Sure. I don't mind going backwards a bit, but notice Link, we're kind of in this same pattern here. Let's go over to the weekly chart instead. Link is much older than GRT, the graph. We've kind of got this similar wedge pattern here with this long cup. Potentially, we're seeing the breakout happening right now as we speak. Before this stream ends, this could be up to 32. Like, this stuff happens really fast. I find when you invest in cryptocurrency, you have to accept that it's going to go up and down because there's people trading it algorithmically. There's people trading it with bots. There's very intelligent traders out there. That's one of the problems with DeFi is that you're kind of at a disadvantage if you're just a retail trader. So you have to learn how to do what the big boys are doing. You have to learn how to read the signs. You have to note that when other people are good, you really want to buy and take advantage of the lower prices. I mean, if you believe in the long-term cryptocurrency thesis, you should be buying all the time. You should just keep buying because in the end, it's going to be worth way more than cash. Like, if you held cash this year, you missed out a big opportunity. And it's simply because it's not like stocks, right? Like, let's say you invest in Apple today. Let's go to Apple chart. Let's make this a bit of a technical trading sort of video. But I mean, Apple, right? It's just been going up. But is it still going up? Like, you don't know. Like, you don't know, is today the peak of Apple? Maybe, maybe not. But with cryptocurrency, you kind of know it's not the peak. I think we just recently in the last 3 to 6 months had some experiences where, it's just obvious, whether it's PayPal announcement, whether it's Elon Musk putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet, whether it's the Dutch telecom company, a $1 billion company starting to run their own Chainlink nodes and investing in Chainlink. And the nature of Chainlink is very different. People don't understand what it is. It's this unique token that is multi-dimensionally incentivizing. Everybody's incentivized in the right way. No one's incentivized to sell. No one's incentivized to harm. No one's incentivized to undermine the network. Everybody is incentivized properly. So Chainlink is the pinnacle of long-term opportunity, in my opinion. But cryptocurrency as a whole, going up. No doubt about it in my mind. We are only at the first 10%, I believe. To give you some perspective, let's go over to Glassnode, which is nice for a live stream because a lot of people don't have access to Glassnode. I spend the $40 a month on Glassnode. It basically gives you some interesting insights into cryptocurrency, because what's interesting about cryptocurrency is that it's all available on the blockchain as information, right? You can go look it all up. By the way, you guys feeling this new haircut? I was on Clubhouse last night and I'm like, damn, they don't even know about my new haircut. What was I saying? Glassnode. I'm just also deleting that live stream that didn't work. Give me a moment here. We're going to look at some evidence of what I'm saying. We're going to look at the wallets. Okay, so one thing we can look at are wallets, wallet amounts. How many people actually hold Bitcoin? How many wallets are out there? Let's start with Bitcoin, right? Let's go to the addresses and let's go to addresses with non-zero balance. I am logged in. What the hell? Chainlink's market cap. I think first of all, you can go like this, link.d. Yeah, see, take a look. If you ever do .d in your trading area, you can see its percent of market cap. So today it's only 0.85% of market cap. I believe in the future, Chainlink will be more market cap than Bitcoin. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe 5 years from now. But I believe this will be 30 to 40%. I believe Bitcoin will be just a fraction of everything that is DeFi, everything that is cryptocurrency. Brother, what is going on here? 100 RSD linked to the moon? My goodness. Thank you for the super chat, young man. You know what they say. What you give out comes back to you 10 times. So back to this. I think it's ever important that you guys know this stuff. So as you can see over here, we have a current price point of $46,000 for Bitcoin, and 34 million people hold Bitcoin, or 34 million wallets out there. Some people have more than one wallet. A lot of people have more than one wallet. So we're talking about a fraction of the world's population using Bitcoin. With all of the talk lately, okay, with all of that talk of Bitcoin, of Elon Musk, we're talking about 30 million people. 30 million. 34 million people. That's it. Barely anybody has gotten into Bitcoin. Well, here's the real problem. People don't have any money to get in. And I get that. That was like me 3 years ago. I only put in a few $100. And many of you probably are like that today. You'll get another chance in the future. You think this is the end? We are going to see endless opportunities arise where the token starts at zero. It needs the first backers. People got to believe in the vision. You're the early bag holder. Those are the same tokens that cash out at $1, $10. Guys, Bitcoin was $1 at one point. You just don't have the vision because you're not experienced in the industry, and neither am I, and I totally get that. But together as a community, we're trying to understand what's going on here so we can properly store our money. Because my argument is going to be, if you can't invest in Bitcoin, that's one thing. But if you've got a savings account with $3,000 in dollars, or those other dollars, those fiat dollars, because 2020 has shown us that central governments are willing to print trillions now. They just decided, you know what? We're ready for trillions. Fuck billions. We're doing a trilly. We're going to get that trilly on the market. And they are buying assets now. The stock market will only go up from now on, and everything's going to be inflated. No one know what the hell anything is worth anymore. It's going to be the wildest 10 years of our lives. Pray to keep a good internet connection. Pray to keep safety on your cold wallet ledgers. But you need to jump on the ride in some capacity. I mean, that's what I've done. I don't know that much, but I'm not willing to ignore the situation anymore. So my point was that one thing you can do to look at price trajectory is obviously the amount of people getting wallets, right? Of course, that's not the only thing. If Elon Musk has a wallet with 1.5 billion, I mean, that's significant. And that doesn't mean you need a lot of wallets, but you can see there is correlation, okay? And where are we with Chainlink today? We are about here. About here. The price of Bitcoin, $12 when it had, look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, you can't really see it. But if you look in that box, it says on August 2nd, 2011, Bitcoin had 388,000 wallets. And the price of Bitcoin was $12. I want you to hold those numbers in your mind. Bitcoin used to be $12 and today it's 46,000. And then 400 wallets, 400,000 wallets. They have 100x now. 100x in 8 years. 100x. Did any of you have a chance to buy Bitcoin in 2011? I doubt it. You probably never even heard of it. Me too. Who the hell knew what was going on? We missed our chance, but we're not going to miss the next one. Chain motherfucking link. Let's take a look where we're at today, kids. Price point. $30. We don't have today's data. 400,000 wallets. Price point, $25. That's very similar to what Bitcoin was in 2011. So 10 years later, your money has gone from $25 per coin to 46,000. This is going to keep happening over and over and over again as long as we're in a cryptocurrency blockchain environment where tokens are needed to process the blockchain entries. Those are used to incentivize the miners in Bitcoin or incentivize the nodes and oracles in Chainlink. You are going to see things start from 0 and go to 10,000 plus. That is what's going to happen. People do not understand what's going on right now. They don't get it, and that's okay. We're very, very early. Just like the printing press in the first few years, just like the car in the first few years, just like electricity in the first few years. People used to use electricity to shock each other. They thought that was therapeutic. That's the early years, okay? So this data suggests we are so early on for Link, even if this feels so high, even if you're like, oh, I can't buy today because, it's so high. Yeah, it is. But Bitcoin used to be $30 too, and you can't forget that. And it's like, it reminds you that there's advantages in doing research about modern technology. That's what VCs are doing. They're just doing it at a very high framework level. They're doing it with the highest level company breakout startups. Okay? So start taking note of what's happening in the world. Start taking note of the power of media. Start taking note that influencers can change markets. That's dangerous. That's interesting. That's fascinating. But you got to understand what's going on. You don't want to be left holding that Doge bag. Where is Doge today? Don't buy Doge, okay? Doge has no cap to the amount of tokens that will be created, whereas Bitcoin is the complete opposite. There's only 21 million coins. That's why it's 46,000. This will always be a piece of shit coin, never worth more than $1. This is a meme right now. This is celebrities trying to take advantage of you. It's very wrong. It's very wrong. It's very wrong. I do not support what I see out there. It's one thing if they're shilling Bitcoin. I'm not going to say anything about that. But Dogecoin is a piece of shit. Forget about it. Yes, some people tripled their money the last few days. That's fine. There's so many other opportunities. and well-intentioned coins. Even the Dogecoin owner himself will tell you it's just a joke. How do I know? I used to have Dogecoin way back here because that was the only other coin you could buy. And you're like, well, Bitcoin's too much. Let me buy Doge. No one knew back then until it ultimately was revealed, like, this is never going anywhere. This is not meant for anything. What we're seeing right now is the power of media, the power of influence. I'm not even paying that much attention, and I can see crazy people, big celebrities, big influencer models pretending like this is something and it's a joke. F them. F them. Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have been saying. Obviously, a lot of excitement for Chainlink, no doubt about it, from my community. Currently sitting at exactly $30. Maybe you want to know about some of the lines I've drawn here. You know, we don't have to look at it. I just like to look at patterns, of course. That's what technical analysis is. But, you know, you yourself, if you weren't, if you were just new to all this and you said, like, what's the trend here? You know, what's going on? Like, what does this indicate, right? What these indicate is the past price history. If it's green, it went up that day. If it's red, it went down. And really, it's all like coming back to a mean, right? Like, price is always coming back to a mean line, right? It's up and down through the line, and it's looking for what is the real value of this commodity? What is the real value of oil? What is the real value of Tesla? What is the real value of Chainlink, right? Some of these charts are difficult to read because the price goes up, so you can sometimes switch it to logarithmic mode, which basically looks at things in a log scale, which kind of puts things a little bit better into perspective, right? Because when you go from $1 to $2, it's hard to express properly that that's the same thing as going from 15 to 30, but it is. It's a doubling, right? So in the logarithmic scale, we can kind of see certain patterns a little bit more, like this trend line at the bottom, right? And this trend line at the top. Like, all you're doing is marking the trends. That's what you're doing. You're like, what happened before? You know why? Because price has memory. It doesn't forget. And you know why that is? Let's say I bought Bitcoin at 30,000 3 years ago, or whatever it was, 20,000. And let's say I'm holding through Bitcoin for 5 years or 3 years. Sorry, I'm getting my timelines mixed up, right? Like, let's say you bought Bitcoin back here, right? And it goes all the way down here. You're going to be sad. But don't you think you're going to remember how much you bought it for? So all these people who bought here, and there has to be a lot of them, they're thinking, if it ever gets back to 20, I might just get back out. I can't take this again, because the last time it was at 20, it went back down. So when people draw these lines, what they're doing and what they're saying is, hey, it happened before and it's happening again. We should wonder why that is, because maybe there's a macro trend at work, right? You're looking at individual day. Each line is an individual day, okay? You can change that. You can go to individual week. It's very healthy to trade off the weekly chart. Why? Because the weekly chart has more truth. It has more macro visibility. You see a lot here. Look at the volume increase. Look at this. This is how we know we're all getting rich. Look at the people piling in to Link. Let's just look at another stock for an example. Let's look at a stock like, let's just look at Peloton, okay? Pretty popular stock in the last year. I've been thinking about them a lot. But look at their traffic. Huge bulge here, but not that much else. Not that much. Look at how today's traffic, this week's traffic, it's not much different from the IPO. What that means is there's not that much interest. Either they're not going to enter, they're not going to sell, they're not really thinking about it. And that often precedes a movement, yes. But my point is that, you're using these charts, and one of the most important things to look at is volume. And on the weekly chart, we're seeing incredible growing volume in Link, because for two reasons. Not only do people in the retail and institutional want to buy Chainlink, But the nature of the token, it's actually being used always, all the time. It's amazing. You know how Bitcoin, you buy it and you never did anything with it yet? Like, that's not good for Bitcoin in a sense. People need to use it for it to retain its usefulness in some capacity. We all just can't sit on it. There has to be a few people going to market and be like, I want to trade today. Because if there's no more buyers, price is going to plummet. If there's no more sellers, price might go up, but there's always sellers. There's always people. Even me yesterday. Would I have loved to keep my stack into GRT? Yeah, I would have. I feel a little stupid right now. I sold it right here. I missed today. Oh no, sorry, wrong chart. I sold it here at the top of this. And you know, I'm not looking that dumb right now. Okay, I bought it all down here. I sold it right here because that was like almost $10,000. I can be greedy. I can say it's going to keep going up, but that's like a 400% return, okay? And it could come way back down. Why? Because there's no real bottom floor yet. Like, we don't know where the bottom is. It might be here, but it could come all the way back down here because prices love to retest. Take a look in Link. Take a look in Link. It's showing the same thing. Look how these long candles, right? They had to retest this floor, this line, this price point. Why? Because they tried it over here and they said, wow, 750. Went all the way down to 750. Can we get it back down here? Can we sell off so we can scoop up? Like, it's technically manipulation. This happened within minutes, hours. Very few people took advantage of this cheap price. And all it was doing was, you know how, have you heard of stop loss? Some people, they set a stop loss because they're scared of losing money. I never use stop loss. I'm not that scared to lose money. Let's say you bought in at 10 and it went to 20. You put a stop loss at 18 because you're like, well, I'm happy with what I got. I don't want to lose more than 20% from here on out. I really want to walk away. No problem. But look what this candle would have done to you. It would have taken you out of your trade. They can see everyone's stop loss. They can. And when they see a big amount of people setting a stop loss, they sell huge amounts. They know you're going to trigger off, which is going to increase the sell-off. And guess who bought it back? Guess who was prepared and ready with a buy order? Like when we were up here and the price was 11, you're not setting a buy order for 750. You're not thinking that crazy. You might set it for 8 or 9. But who the fuck was ready to buy within minutes down here? Minutes. Because if we break this down to hours and we find that spot again, it's right here. Look, that happened within less than an hour and it came right back up within the very next hour. It's almost like it didn't happen. This is a scam. This is technically a scam. And that's why you shouldn't use stop losses and you shouldn't invest in things that you don't believe in. Because that day, someone asked me, oh, is it going to come back up? And I said, of course it's going to come back up. This is manipulation to try and scare you out of your coins. You are playing against very skilled people. You're listening to me. I don't know shit. I don't have shit. Okay, I don't know the most advanced algorithms. I don't know what tools are being used. What I can tell you that I've learned is when you see volume like this, it's not me buying. It's Elon Musk. It's banks. It's the biggest companies in the world getting ready for the biggest investment of their life. That's what I believe Chainlink represents. It's a generational opportunity. Yes, look, GRT up 25% today. You could have made so much money, but you didn't. I'm so sorry. But guess what? If you don't know the right sell minute, it could be over. It could be over. It's easy to look at only the green coins, okay? There will be red, there will be blood, and it's coming. This does not just go up. You don't always know when to buy and sell. It's a difficult game, and it's always working against you. And it's almost all the time. When you feel scared, it's wrong to feel scared. When you feel excited, it's wrong to feel excited. All of us getting excited about 30 right now, we should be very cautious. We should be very cautious. It's turning into greed. Why should it go so high? So fast? Like, why? What's the news? What's happening? Well, that's just it. Maybe we don't know what's happening. Maybe someone else does. Got to be patient. There's huge and now potential grayscale trust investment. Much, much more. 1.0 version. We're on 0.10 right now. We're on 0.99 before. Well, that was a mouthful. So how much Bitcoin do you own? First of all, you should never really tell people that kind of stuff, right? What I've advised people to do is to, at a minimum, work towards collecting 0.28 Bitcoin, which would put you in the top 1% of the world. Now, I was telling people that when Bitcoin was only 13,000. It's 3 times as much now. So to get 0.28 Bitcoin today, let me factor it out. 46,000, let's call it 0.28. That's 12 grand. It was only like 4 grand when I was telling people about that. Why is it 0.28? Because if you divide our population by 21 million coins and you look at a sort of a distribution amount, if you are able to accumulate 0.28, there's no way that 99% of people will ever have as much as you. That's what I believe. I think that's the amount you want. I think you got to be patient with it. I think Bitcoin goes to 250,000 within 3 years. I think it goes to 100K this year, unless we have a huge macroeconomic disruption such as 2020, but something different that could affect communications and the internet. I mean, if we can't get price feeds, if we can't log in, that's the only real downside. As long as the internet stays pure and as fair as possible, this stuff's going to the moon. But you have to ask yourself, why did the Rothschilds just buy a shitload of web domains? What's going on with the internet? Who really has the power to control it? What do people think? Are the elites buying up Bitcoin right now and then they're going to sell at the end of the year and then they're going to cut the internet and people are going to go crazy for 2 weeks and then everyone's going to sell off and then they're going to buy it back? Like, I don't know. Maybe. My mind permits me to imagine that. Not everyone can imagine those things because it's never happened before. Well, we never had an internet 20 years ago, and we never had a currency that was threatening governments. What are they willing to do to stop us? And it only takes shutting off the internet. What do you think about that, guys? Let's go back to the chat. Hey, Corbell, great to see you. Yeah, I love crypto. I made a lot of money this year. I tripled my money, and I put a shit ton in. Like there were days I was buying thousands of dollars of CHAINLINK every single day. I just knew it. I knew it. I was so certain. Few people talked to me about it. I did my research. CHAINLINK, man, it's going to be so huge. We're going to be rich one day, guys. Really rich. Someone's saying 1,000 end a year. My God, it's not a meme. It's really not a meme. Like, I think we could be at 100 in 4 days. I know it's so crazy, but if you can look at GRT and you know how similar the technologies are, but you know that Link is the real deal, you're kind of like, when is Link going to pop off, man? What's going on here? But doesn't Link, this little bowl, this little wedge here, this driving out all the weak hands, getting ready to go, like, doesn't it look similar to something like this? Doesn't this look similar to this? They're on different timelines. One is a lot younger than the other, and that's probably why. But those are signs of growth. Those are signs of weak investors selling off, strong investors accumulating, going to the moon, ready to go, ready to rock. What other lines that I have drawn here? We've got this kind of floor price at $7. I don't think we're going to see that for a while because we kind of built in a new floor right here at 20. And I think 20 is a very powerful psychological number that people are going to be like, oh yeah, I don't even remember when CHAINLINK was 13. It's always been 20 that I remember. Because we're not done here, guys. I could see us coming back down for a while into the 23 before we go higher one more time, but I can also see it popping off to 45 at any time, just like we saw in Bitcoin here. Like, doesn't this feel similar? Like this slow creep up and then boom, right? That's what happens in cryptocurrency. You got to be there for the big move. You got to be there for the big move, okay? I drew that purple line. Is this a purple line I drew? Yeah, I drew this purple line a while back. That was my vision. I also drew a Bitcoin line that was my vision. It's not quite accurate, but I don't know. I imagined it to get to about 150 about a year from now. But it's going to go through some waves first. We're going to knock out the last few people the institutions like Elon Musk and these people with billions are going to try and fuck us. They're going to try and scare us. There's going to be FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doom in the media. People are going to sell. People are going to say we topped out. People are going to say that's the end. You're going to be scared. There's going to be some rocky days. Let's see where we are 1 year from today. February 12th. Let me put it on my calendar. I don't want you guys to see my calendar, but I'm going to put it on my calendar. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone's Friday? Did you guys check me out on Clubhouse yesterday? I'll be on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. We'll be talking about some content creation stuff. Is it better to be on Clubhouse? Is it better to be on LinkedIn? Is it better to be on TikTok? February 12th, 2020. Where is Bitcoin today? It was 46K and Link was 30 and you live streamed and you called 150K at this date. All right, guys, I've set the note. Where is Bitcoin today? Make a note of it. Great. Where is, let's see, Chainlink. Are people, I don't think it's popped yet, guys. I'm one of the few kind of, this is a substantial pickup, guys. This is substantial. It's not booming yet, but to go from a low of 15 to 55, pretty good. Pretty good. Nevada, 100%. I wonder if gambling's getting involved with Chainlink. Interesting. Is now a good time to buy? Yes. What you should be doing is if you want to commit and be a Chainlink Marine like me, and you want to commit to not selling your Chainlink for the near future, and you believe in the technology and you've done your own research, what I would do is say, let's say you want to invest $5,000 over 12 months. I would probably put $1,000 in today, and I would start putting in $500 every month from there, if I could do that, if that's how much I wanted to put in. And I would just accept. I'm not going to get the perfect price. Sometimes it'll be higher than normal. Sometimes it'll be lower than normal. I recommend you have the money ready to go when you see a dip. I recommend you put in a few limit buy orders, which means you have an order waiting that if the price does come down, it executes for you because it happens quick, because other people are ready to buy up that dip. Okay. Should I purchase more Chainlink right now? Yes, probably. Yes. What's your Link prediction? Well, I think I gave it to you. I think 50 within a few months, 2 to 3 months, 100 end of the year. That's conservative. Honestly, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm sharing what I trade. I don't know if other people should do this. This seems like the right investment for me today. Of course, I have a few other investments, but this outshines everything by far. And you know why? You know what's great about Chainlink that I really like is that you can be a part of the movement, and you can kind of be a positive influence on the fourth industrial revolution, which has a lot of fear around it, which has a lot of negativity around the control mechanisms against humans. And I understand that. But, you know, the Chainlink army is just a bunch of frogs, you know, and we're just rooting for something that's pretty good, has a really good CEO, has huge impact potential, has great social media community. You just don't see that with a lot of other coins. Even the Bitcoin crowd is so kind of fractioned. You know, there's a lot of different beliefs within there. Chainlink, it's like buy Link or stay poor. I don't like saying that. I don't think it's right to say that, but it's true. And I appreciate that there's a motto to the community. I got 12 more minutes with you guys. Sorry if the video's been shitty. Don't know why. Does look like I've dropped some frames recently. I don't know why that is. It might be all of these movements. I don't know. I think we've looked at charts enough for the day. I think I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick. I think I'll go full screen and answer a few more questions if you got them. If you got any questions for me, let me know. Do you have any doubts about crypto? Not really. No. I don't think about it in a doubtful way. I think about it as a big, big future. I think we're only at the beginning. I think Bitcoin is just a symbol of what's coming. I don't think Bitcoin's that amazing. I don't really want to use Bitcoin. I don't care about it. I want something faster. I want something more nimble. You know, I only want my 0.28 of Bitcoin, and that's it. I don't need more. I think that it's hard for Bitcoin to double in price, whereas I think Chainlink just tripled since I've been in. I think Chainlink has all the potential. I think we missed the boat on Bitcoin. I think that it's still great and it will keep appreciating going up. Not like Chainlink. Not like Chainlink. Yeah, it's cold over here today too, Corbell. It's -5 in Cold Valley, so I feel you on that. Yes, I did see that the mayor of Reno is a Chainlink supporter. Excellent, Jack Clubs. Yes, that's very true. It's awesome that you say that. Thank you. Awesome. I'm glad my chat shows up on the screen as well. All I need now is my soundboard going. Well, guys, you invested, Louise, in 20. Good for you. You've already gotten a 50% gain. Good luck to you. Keep holding. Keep holding. Yeah, Elon, he knows. He even tweeted he has to be careful what he tweets. Or maybe he didn't tweet that. Maybe he said that. But yeah, it's Elon had a lot of persuasion in the last few weeks. And I hope he gives up that Doge bullshit. I think that it's not that funny anymore. Like, Doge has been around 10 years, guys. It's not that funny anymore. It's whatever. And I'm not talking about the coin. I'm talking about the meme. It's just, it's okay. Elon is behind the times. I know he's the richest person, but his culture, he's not at the forefront of it, right? He doesn't have time. That makes sense, right? So he's shilling this thing that's old and weird and I don't know, very strange. German government, very supportive. Excellent. I believe a lot of Europe is taking this on. Listen, guys, countries have no choice. Banks have no choice. They can try to go without this stuff, but they might be left behind, right? Imagine you're sitting there with a currency that only has paper that cannot be integrated into the modern technology of the world. It's just not going to survive. Like, I love nature. I love not being too digital, but I'm not someone who ignores reality. I take advantage of what reality has to offer and I try and balance my mind and life around that. And like, life and the world is not as you think it should be. I'm sorry. It's not how it works. You don't design the ideals at this time. You're welcome to try and change them. Absolutely. And if you can design a life that can encourage positive change, excellent, great. You're doing well. But you should never go to bed at night and be mad at the world for how it is. It is what it is for now. We're part of that moment in time. But a lot of people, they like to look at the world and be like, well, because it's like that, I'm just going to give up. It's not fair. It doesn't make sense. Not right. I don't believe it. I'm not going to work. I used to believe that. I used to be like, hey, the world is so messed. Like, I don't even want to work. I don't want to be a part of this. It's just that I didn't find the right work yet. There really is good work out there for everyone. You have to be willing to put the work in to make it happen sometimes. And I'm hopefully able to make an impact on you if you're doing that. You know, I believe good work is digital marketing. I believe good work is creating content for your own brand, for others. Like, I don't love making content 24/7. It's just that I really prefer it to a lot of other jobs out there. And that's what I have to say about good work. But I think it is out there. And I think it's having that mentality about the world and being practical and being realistic, but choosing work and life and career that, yes, there will be residual positive benefits. But you yourself shouldn't be the one to draw the line in the sand and be like, I'm going to die because the world is not right. I'm going to kill all my potential. I'm not going to even look at my potential anymore because, well, the world doesn't deserve me. I mean, a lot of people take that approach on, and I was probably there too. I don't look at it like that anymore. I think that there's so much opportunity if you're willing to look. I think that if you're willing to train up, get involved in the modern style of life, what is going on. I didn't create it. I'm just moving with it, moving with it. I don't really want to get on a new platform like Clubhouse. I'm doing just fine, but that's not my call. And part of the modern time is being flexible with platforms, being easy with yourself as you get used to new ones, because we're undergoing an incredible communications transformation. Okay, we're not going to just be chatting face to face as much anymore. We're not even going to be calling each other one on one as much anymore. We're going to be having more group conversations. We're going to be having more digital calls, whether that's Zoom, Yak, Clubhouse, audio, direct. Everything is becoming asynchronous. Everyone's becoming more busy. People don't want to set meetings on their calendar. People don't want to have to align with other people's time. They're using new tools and new methods to stay in sync without time constraints, without location constraints, without income caps. How's the chat doing? You can ride Dogecoin potentially 2 more weeks and see if they eke out any more profit. But the truth is that if we look at the chart, nothing about this is telling me it's going that much higher. But actually, this symbol right here does kind of represent the likelihood that this will go higher. I'm going to suggest you make a price target of, somewhere here. I don't know. Much higher. Here's the thing. If you already have it, you might want to ride this out a bit. Like, I wouldn't buy it today because I wouldn't want to be a part of this. But the chart to me says that this is people just like you. They're like, this isn't going anywhere. This is a meme. Let me just sell. This bar here suggests future growth. But this could also be insane retail trading. I don't really know. But as you can see, like, the intensity of the investment is not going up right now, is what you can see. It's kind of cooling off. This indicator here shows it's technically overbought and more people should be selling than buying if they want to get back to the mean. Remember I told you how there's like a mean price? Well, it's kind of like right here right now if I bisect all this. So, this might come down here as well. I could see this coming down to 3 cents. There's going to be manipulation. There's going to be players trying to fuck with people. And let's face it, if celebrities are able to drop 50 to 100K just for shits and giggles on this, that's going to move the market because this isn't a super high volume market. It's nothing like Bitcoin or Chainlink. So, I think you're better off moving it over to another coin for the long term, but in the short term, this thing can do anything. I mean, this is quite a candle. This is quite a move. So, I'm not going to deny in the near term that this can still be profitable. Just be careful. Link next target. Let's take a look. I got to go in 3 minutes, guys. Link the next target to me, is kind of based on this upper end channel. And I think like we're really go up and down like really consistently. So it never kind of does it all at once. But I'm waiting for this sort of breakout out of this channel, like let's see some real big growth in Chainlink. I don't think we've seen it yet. So I don't really look at it in targets. I'm not looking to sell, right? Because do you know that once you accumulate enough Link, you're going to want to invest your Link into the system, stake it, and get a return on it. Imagine you accumulate $100,000 of Link in the next 3 years. That's very ideal, very difficult to do, but maybe you do it. Maybe it only takes you 40 because by the time you put in 40, it's gone up. That sounds a little bit like me. But once you have enough, the Chainlink system will allow you to put your coins in the system to create liquidity. And that will give you a return far greater than your savings account, which is less than 1% right now. There is no investments like this right now. As long as these are properly structured systems, staking is wonderful. It's going to drive a lot of people in here because people don't care if they make how they make their money. They care how do they make the most. That's what DeFi is. That's what decentralized finance is. It's the word that signifies that people are moving from traditional finance where they trade on the market into decentralized finance where they trade coins on the blockchain. There's no middleman. It's very different. People are going to love it. Traders are going to love it. There's so many new coins coming out for people to gamble on, which a lot of people gamble on this stuff. Congratulations on becoming a Link owner. I do not think you'll regret it. Be ready to drop to 24, but don't even sweat it. We're going to 100. We're going to 100. We're willing it to 100. We have the community power. We have the belief. We have the technology. We have the team. How do you switch to logarithmic chart down here? Log, non-log. I mostly use log. Wonderful seeing you all today. Glad to see almost 20 million of you in here. Just like the amount of people investing in Bitcoin, they're all piled in. Well done. Just kidding. 20,000. I got to go, guys. This was a very impromptu stream. I was celebrating 30. Looks like we've retraced a small amount, but my God, like, this is happening. Before I go, let's just make people understand that there are so many companies jumping into the Chainlink ecosystem, and that's kind of a signal. It's a signal that people trust Chainlink. It's a signal that people realize that Chainlink is needed for their system to work. They're taking advantage already of what Chainlink can do. And now we're seeing institutions starting to get into the Chainlink market as well and provide their own nodes, such as Swift, Visa, MasterCard. Okay? So this is the proof. Without even me educating you on what Chainlink does, I'm showing you that all these people, including some huge projects, I just saw Aave, here's Google down here, you know, Intel, Binance, plenty of big names here. Big future, guys. Big, big future. What is Chainlink? The God protocols. You don't know what the God protocols are? That's your next thing to educate yourself. You'll understand why this is the technology of the future. Imagine the ideal protocol. It would have the most trustworthy third party imaginable, a deity who is on everybody's side. All the parties would send their inputs to God. God would reliably determine the results and return the outputs. God being the ultimate in confessional discretion, no party would learn anything more about the other party's inputs that they could learn from their own inputs and own outputs. Pretty complex statement, but fascinating in a technological, philosophical ideology, moving away from the cloud and into oracles, smart contracts, blockchain, decentralized systems. Our entire world is going this direction. We're already on track. We've already jumped on the bandwagon. This is it, guys. Chinese New Year, baby. Gong hei fat choi. Gong hei fat choi. Let's go get that red pocket, baby. Let's do it.